Are you struggling to manifest money into your life? Well, I'm here to tell you that this probably is not your fault. I know that so many of us feel like we are lazy or like we're stupid or like there's something wrong with us when it comes to the world of creating money and wealth. But today I want you to know that this really isn't your fault. And today I'm going to share with you 3 conspiracy theories that have been keeping you poor. So if you're interested to find out what those are, then be sure to keep watching. What's up guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Jen. I am a spiritual life and business coach, and I'd love to welcome you to my YouTube channel. This is where I blend 2 of my favorite things in the world, spirituality and personal development together, so that you can use these things to create amazing changes in your life. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you get to the end of this video and you have liked it, do me another favor and hit the like button. So yes, like I said at the top of the video, today I'm going to talk about conspiracy theories, but rest assured, this is not your super tinfoil hat wearing kind of conspiracy. When I say conspiracy theory, I'm not going to tell you that the Illuminati is behind everything or that there's some evil forces at play in the world today. The conspiracy theories I'm talking about are very real, but I don't believe in them in the way some people believe in them. So I just wanted to put that out there right away. To be fair, I don't know a lot. I don't really go deep into the world of conspiracy theories, and that is just what I prefer. And if you're into it, then I'm not going to pass judgment on that. But the things I want to talk about today are real things that everyone can point to, everyone can see evidence of in society. And specifically today, I'm going to talk about the conspiracy theories that are holding you back from making the kind of money that you want to in your life. So if you're watching my channel, you are probably a person who is very much into spirituality and personal development, just as I am. And you people are probably also like me in that you have probably struggled with money issues for most of your life. So in our modern society, we all tend to use money as the ultimate judge of success, which means that people like us, people who have hearts, people who care, people who have gone through life maybe not making that much money, also sometimes feel a little bit of self-judgment and shame about their money issues. So my aim in making this video today is to let you know that this is not your fault, okay? I want you to understand these bigger picture processes, not because I want them to hold you back, but because awareness is the first step to freeing yourself from the problem. So the good news is, and I'm going to put this out there right at the beginning, you are a conscious creator, and that means that you get to create your life in any way you want it to be. So if you want to be a spiritual person who has a lot of money, you are allowed to go out and create that. You are allowed to be a person who creates wealth, who has generational wealth, who knows about money, who can live in this human existence that we're all here living in. And basically the things that you have grown up believing about yourself are part of these theories that I'm going to talk about that are kind of designed to keep you from stepping into your full power. Okay, so it's really important to understand that no matter what I'm going to tell you in this video, you have the power to change it. And that's exactly why I'm sharing this today. So when it comes to money beliefs, of course, if you want something, but there is part of your subconscious brain that really isn't on board with the idea, then you are going to create blocks around that thing. And this could not be more evident than when it comes to the world of money. So this is why I wanted to bring up these theories for you today, because these things are so much ingrained into us that you might not even realize what an impact they have on your life. But trust me, if you are having problems manifesting money, if you are having problems changing your money mindset, then you definitely have some money blocks to work on. And these things I'm going to talk about today might just be the secret keys that you need to unlock your next level of wealth and abundance. Okay, so with all of that being said, let's dive into what you came here for, and let's get into the conspiracy theories that are keeping you poor. Okay, so conspiracy theory that is keeping you poor, number 1 is the idea that money is evil. And specifically, the idea that money is evil being perpetrated by a church or another religious organization. So this is something that you can witness with your own eyes, and I know I've seen this myself, but it is very common for people to be given this idea that you cannot be rich and spiritual. You cannot be wealthy and a person who is interested in spirituality. You cannot have the two things. And so this, I believe, is a huge conspiracy theory because, of course, I can think of many people who are both spiritual and rich, but I find it really interesting that this idea that rich people are greedy or that money is evil tends to come from these religious organizations, okay? So the interesting thing about this, and the part that I want to point out that I think makes it a conspiracy theory, according to the world of Jen, of course, you guys obviously can believe in whatever you want, but it is really interesting that an organization would teach people that money is evil or that rich people are greedy. And then when you go to a service in the church, what happens in the middle of it? But they pass around a basket and ask for money. So if money was evil, or if asking for money is evil, isn't it interesting that the church itself also needs to ask for that? And we don't have any judgments about the church asking for money, or at least most people don't. But when it comes to us and us asking for money just for us to live our lives, to pay our rent, to pay for food, sometimes we have weird judgments about that. And that stuff can continue with you even if you go beyond the church that you grew up in, even if you come out on your own and become a different kind of spiritual person than the way you were raised, you can still hold on to these money beliefs. And all this stuff is a very puritanical belief system, and puritanical beliefs are just embedded into the Western society as a whole. So it's like, I live in Germany now, and it's very much part of German culture. It was very much part of North American culture. This idea is really embedded into a lot of different cultures. So even if you weren't religious, you might have picked up on this idea. So I really think it's important to look at this and remember that the money thing, of course, if money itself were evil, money wouldn't be invited into the actual church itself, right? So that's a really important thing for you to realize. And that's a really important point for you to start to reprogram yourself. Okay, and we're back with the second conspiracy theory designed to keep you poor. And this is a big one. When I first really started thinking about this really made me so angry and upset. So I'm sharing this with you today, not to make you angry and upset, but again, to help you understand, the kind of world that we have all grown up in and the way the cards are stacked against us when it comes to money. So the second conspiracy theory that I want to talk about today is the school conspiracy theory. Okay, so the modern school system, in my opinion, needs a completely major overhaul. And if you want to watch a really good video about that, I'm going to link to a Seth Godin video below in the show notes. So go ahead and watch that if you want to learn more about this stuff. But my spin on the school, especially when it comes to money, is that we have been focusing on the wrong things when it comes to educating our children, okay? So what is the one thing that you notice if you have ever walked by a school? What does a school look like? So a school has a very industrial look, and that is no accident. Schools were actually designed to look like factories. They are designed to look like factories because they were designed to create factory workers. The school system has you come in, it has you, go to lunch when the bell rings, it has lunch end when the bell rings, it has all of these things in place that came from a factory worker mentality. This modern school system that we have today is based on this industrial revolution idea of creating a body of workers, right? So that was what school was created for originally. It was created to create legions of factory workers. And of course, the actual working industry, the actual larger work field today is not a factory-based society. Factories are not what most people grow up and go to work in, but we still have the same old thing. Like, we are training children to become factory workers. We're training them to follow instructions and to memorize things. I could go way into that. Maybe I will in another video. And watch the Seth Godin video if you want more on that, like I said. But the interesting thing about this is, so the entire school system was created to create workers so that you could graduate theoretically from high school and go get a job and become a worker somewhere, right? So why do you need to become a worker? Well, you need to become a worker because you need to go out into society and to start making money, right? So essentially we send children to school for 12 years to learn how to work, to become employable so that they can go out and get a job. And the reason they need to get a job is because they need to make money. Yet there is not that much time, or at least basically none in my experience, during that school system that you were taught anything about making money, about creating wealth, about investing money, about doing anything with your money. So you were given this idea that you go to work and you get paid by the hour and that is it. And the top wealthy people in the world, of course, know that that is not the way real money is made. Money can be made through value. And when you can start to offer more value to the world, that means you can start to command more money. This is not what we are teaching children to do. Even today, we are not teaching children how to do this. We are teaching people how to be a cog in the factory wheel. We are not teaching people how to become entrepreneurs. We're not teaching people how to invest their money, to care for their money. And of course, there are some families that will teach their children to do this. And of course, now that you're an adult, you can go out and learn how to do this. But I wanted to share this conspiracy theory with you today because if you have graduated, if you've done everything right, if you got gold stars and straight A's and all the things, and you still are having problems creating money in your life, this is one of the reasons why. Unless someone teaches you, unless your family knows, unless you take the initiative to go out and learn it, it is not going to become apparent to you. And that is a huge conspiracy theory, in my opinion. If the whole point of the whole school system is to teach you how to make money, yet none of us really know how to make money, then I think we are doing everybody a huge disservice. So that is a really important thing for you to think about. Okay, so my third and last conspiracy theory designed to keep you poor is the conspiracy to not talk about money. So this is a society one. Again, I'm not saying that the Illuminati is out there making us think these things so that we are trapped in the lives that we have. But the stuff does come from somewhere, and this stuff is serving somebody. So it becomes a little bit interesting to start thinking about who would this stuff serve. So before I get too carried away with that, let me tell you about what I really mean here. So most of us have grown up with the idea that money is something you just don't talk about, that telling people how much money you have is rude, or it is not social, or it is not polite, and you should never ask people about their money. So we have this whole big fuzzy pact of silence around money. We're not supposed to talk about how much money we have. We are not supposed to ask other people how much money they have. We just aren't supposed to talk about money at all. So that gives the whole money thing a very big layer of shame. And shame is the lowest feeling on the Hawkins scale of human emotions, which means that is the lowest possible thing that we could ever feel in this whole entire life. So it's really interesting that there is already a cult of shame, or this layer of shame wrapped around money. So this is basically what's happening. You are expected to have money, you are expected to make money, yet you are not supposed to talk about your money, think about your money, ask other people about your money. You're just supposed to know how much money you need and know what to do with your money and know how to make your money, and never ever ask anyone else for advice or tips or how much they have or getting advice from them or anything like that. So this idea that talking about money is rude or impolite, it really does not empower people to further their money learning. If we always think that money is rude or scary or impolite or whatever, then we are basically encouraging people not to think about it. If you're not supposed to talk about it, why would you think about it? And if you don't think about it, well then how can you learn about it? So this to me seems like a really good way for the rich people to keep their money over here and never let the poor people find out what they're doing. If we tell the poor people that money is something that we should never talk about, it's impolite, it's rude, and how dare you, then those people are never going to be empowered to know the things they really need to know about how to create wealth, about how to change their financial situation. So I know I was just speaking there like the rich people are out to get the poor people, and I don't really think that that's the case, but I wanted to share that with you as a way that you could see how this weird cultural societal standard is working against us. And again, I'm bringing up all of these things because I want to share them with you. I want you to be able to see this stuff so that you can free yourself from the things that have been holding you back from changing your money story. So if you have been brought up with this idea that talking about money is rude, or that you shouldn't brag, or you shouldn't ask about anyone else's money, it is time for you to start changing that. Taking back your sources of shame is one of the most powerful things you can do in this life. And since so many of us have been taught to feel shameful things and to think shameful thoughts about ourselves with money, then undoing some of that shame is such a powerful way for us to get our power back. When something doesn't have that shameful energy over you anymore, it doesn't have a dark hold on you anymore. So you can free yourself from this. You can decide that talking about money, thinking about money, speaking about money doesn't have to be rude. You do not have to feel shameful about it, nor do you have to feel shameful about your lack of knowledge or your lack of experience or your lack thereof having it. You do not have to feel shame about any of these things. So those were my 3 conspiracy theories, and I really hope that this helps you to shift the way that you feel about money. So again, my whole point in making this video, it isn't to call people out. It isn't to suggest that there's big evil powers at work here, even though there are some very big societal factors at play against us. My whole point in making this video is to empower you to see these things for yourself and to go in and now start to do the work to heal and reprogram yourself the way you want to be, so that you can go out there and create the abundance and wealth that you deserve. So you are a spiritual creature, but you are having a human experience. We are all in this human game for a little while, and we get to enjoy our life as a human. And our life as a human involves being this physical creature, taking up room in the world, and yes, using money, because that is the currency that is has been decided on collectively as being on how we work through this life. So for better or for worse, money is the currency. We are here, and we are all spiritual creatures, and we all deserve to be here. You were not brought here to suffer. You were not brought here to be poor, and you do not have to be poor because you are also spiritual. So these are all such important things for you to think about if you are a person who is spiritual and wants to be wealthy. And I really invite you to take these things to heart and really to do the work, dive deep and deprogram all of that negative stuff so that you can design the life you were born to live. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I was really excited to put this together for you today, and I really hope you learned something. If you want to know more about me, you can come on over to the site and check it out. I have a brand new class for you to take over on my website, so come on over and play the money manifestation game with me. I'd really love to see you in there. We are going to take this stuff and apply it specifically to your money mindset, and I would be so excited to continue this money journey with you. So be sure to check it out. I'll leave a link below. If you like this video, please do me a favor, give it a like. If you want to see more from me, hit the latest upload right here. And if you want to hang out for the long haul, hit subscribe right here. Other than that, I'll be back in the next one. So until then, I'm wishing you an amazingly wealthy spiritual week. And as always, just remember, get ready for the miracle. See you guys.